Hey, okay. So, we all know how much I love The Rocketeer. The Bulldog Cafe. All right. Over on my Twitter account for my artwork. I was on there the other day and there was an account that posted a picture of the Bulldog Cafe in the 20s. Now, I had accepted a long time ago that the Bulldog Cafe was just something that Dave Stevens made up for his comics and everything, and then Disney just incorporated it in the movie. That's not it at all. And the reason also that I just accepted that is because I think about 5 years ago, give or take a little bit, is because a couple of guys had reconstructed the movie prop for the movie of the Bulldog Cafe, and I believe that is in a museum now. I think it's like the entrance to a museum. And so when I saw that, I thought, well, that's cool that they reconstructed and everything, but what about the actual Bulldog Cafe? Because I had always thought that there was a real Bulldog Cafe, because Dave Stevens always did things for a reason, and especially with The Rocketeer. And so I was just sure that the Bulldog Cafe actually existed. But once these two fellas were known for replicating the movie, making their own Bulldog Cafe and everything, it that was all you could find. And so yeah, it was just, I was like, okay, so maybe the real Bulldog Cafe didn't exist? I guess not. So, but now, since that other account posted that picture, I started doing some digging and everything, and I found another picture. And I got really excited because if you know me, I know every single cover that Dave Stevens ever illustrated for The Rocketeer. And there's one in particular where it shows the Bulldog Cafe. And of course, there's like a truck in front of it and everything. And there's the telephone wires out front and all of it. But Bulldog Cafe is right there. And this photo, Dave Stevens illustrated it exactly. Of I I almost jumped out of my chair. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh. So it's not something that he just made up. He was referencing it. So I'm not crazy. It was an actual thing. When I did some more digging, I found the actual address for it, and it made an appearance in National Geographic like in the 30s or 40s or something. And because of how quirky it was. So, yeah, it made an appearance in National Geographic. And, but here's the thing. In the 20s, people were buying cars like crazy. And of course, they were driving all over the place. A lot of people were going camping and all of this stuff. And just enjoying themselves because they didn't have the carriages anymore. They had the horseless carriage now. They could drive all over the place. So these diners were making eye-catching um an eye-catching look to stop in and eat. So And I have an article, I'll put it in the description for you to see some of these, like there's the brown derby. I guess the brown derby is still around, it just doesn't have the brim of the hat. And so it's gone through some renovations. I don't know if they've demolished it, but last I was seeing that it's still around. But they've done, like, they had an upside down ice cream cone, so you saw the cone and everything, and then you would walk into like the ice cream itself and everything. So, and I mean, just a whole bunch of different fun little things. So, yeah, it's not just this bulldog. You had, like I said, the brown derby, and there was like a zeppelin that I saw and everything. Anyway, I'll have that in the description for you so you can see some of these. But again, in the 20s, cars were brand new and they were driving everywhere. It's genius, really. I mean, we laugh at it now, but when you think about it, of course you're going to stop in. Why not? It's no different from these burger joints using stuff like, like with Burger King. Burger King used to have like the actual royalty type stuff. Dairy Queen used to have actual characters. So to have all those characters, it's no different. When the burger joints have those different characters to bring you in, it's no different, really. so so anyway, Bulldog Cafe really existed. Dave Stevens actually used something which, I mean, so it's exciting for me because I thought I had accepted that it didn't exist. So to find out that it did exist, and not only that, one of the photographs of the Bulldog Cafe, Dave Stevens actually used. I mean, he illustrated it exact. And so that I'm excited about that because I'm a huge fan of Dave Stevens. I wish he got more. Yeah, he got more credit and everything. I'm sure that there's a lot more fans out there than I realize. Anyway, so yeah, Bulldog Cafe was real. I've said that about 6 times now, and it made an appearance in National Geographic in the 30s. If I ever track that down, I'll of course add it to the description below so you can see it. And I will also have that article in the description so you can see some of these other eye-catching diners, because it wasn't just the Bulldog Cafe.